Okay, fine. Fine, Anthony, Avilash, Kshitij, Subir. Okay, okay, fine. So, you did not hear anything, correct? You just heard about black hat and white hat SEO. Okay, so let us go back again and here what we need to understand is that both this technique, black hat and white hat, okay, uh, please ping me on WhatsApp if something is, you know, problem if arises. So now talking about black hat SEO, I was talking that there are tricks which are used by web developers and they use it because they are trying to get the first ranking, you know. So their purpose is to get the first ranking on the SERP page. For that, what they do is that they use those techniques which are not acceptable or which are not right for the users. So they do get the ranks, they do get better ranking with that, but then those things are not acceptable or those things are not relevant for the user. And definitely, if I talk about the business of a search engine is nothing but to provide the right content to the users. And in case if they are unable to provide this right content, what will actually happen is that they will stop coming to the same search engine. They will go to some other search engine. So therefore there is a very much requirement to check out this thing, and there is very much requirement that the search engine penalizes these websites who are using wrong techniques to be on the top. Okay, so there are ways by which you can come on the top, and these are few. I'll talk about few of them. uh, so if I talk about, okay, chat. Now it's okay, man, can't see screen. Okay, okay, so I have shared my screen. Okay, and let me increase the size. Okay, so here when I was talking about you know the black hat SEO, in this black hat SEO what happens is there are some techniques. The first is duplicating the content. Web developer usually duplicate the content to create more page, and more the content better your indexing is. So there is one criteria that you should have, um, not lot of, but you should not have less content in your website to be, indexed by Google bots or any search engine bots. So for that reason, what websites which have less content or which are new used to create duplicate content. So this duplicate content will definitely work for a search engine, because they will come up and see that there are enough content and they will try to give you some quality rank or ad rank. But for a user's perspective, if you think on a user's perspective, this is not right. This is actually not fine. So next is invisible text and stuffed keyboards. What is invisible text? That the text color, the font of that text is same to the background color. So what happens that you put in a lot of keywords which the search engine actually finds out, but which is not very relevant to the users, because user usually sees very less content and lot of white spaces or a lot of space which has no text in it. So they do it because they are in dearth of good content, they are in dearth of um, more content in their website. So these developers try to fool the algorithm with this. But then if I talk about, there are techniques, there are methods to also find out which website is doing it, and most of the search engine, they are able to find it out, and they are able to penalize those websites, and these websites are then boycotted, and they did not receive any kind of any kind of ranking. They are actually removed from any rank. They are not even ranked 1 2, they are actually removed from the database. So that is something which you should not do. Then there is clogging or redirecting user to another site or page. I i think you might have seen how our ERP works. Okay, so it takes you to other site, it takes you to uh, other pages, which is also not very right. So, this is sometimes done before phishing or other kind of malicious practices. Uh, that is something which is unacceptable in the SEO world. Okay, and then you link your site with certain irrelevant, non-relevant content. The users tries to find out particular product A, and you make them go to some particular other product or anything else which is irrelevant. You know why these people are doing all this? Because that actually leads to a lot of linking. They try to create links, but then these links does not have any relevancy to the user. Uh, like I link my website to nutrition, to diet. What relevant it is for the user? And the algorithm, the bots actually see the link. They are not AI enabled to understand that whether there's link. Now they are, but initially when the World Wide Web was there, when the SEO technique started, was being used, at that time it was not very much it wasn't very clear that whether that link is relevant to the customer, or that whether that link is irrelevant. So what used to happen was that the search engine would find a lot of links, and they will rank the website. But for a for a customer, it was not relevant. Okay, so is it clear? Any question? Anybody? Is it clear? All of you, can you hear me, please? Yes. Okay. So you can hear me. I'm like,
Ma'am, I missed the first part. I was having connectivity issues. So these
this is
black
the first
and white
part.
hats, these are
This is the first part only. Black hat and white hat is nothing but the ethical and unethical techniques of SEO. So unethical technique is black hat. It is a term which is given to them, and white hat is the ethical techniques of SEO. So I've just started with black hat SEO.
so this is categorized by the search engine.
Yes, this is categorized by the search engine. This is
Okay,
categorized by the
got it, ma'am.
SEO people, who would see that what is the best practices of SEO and what are the bad practices of SEO.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now coming to the white hat SEO. When I talk about the white hat SEO, in this case, the white hat SEO are those techniques which are good for the customers. So every time the search engine will always uh, tell the web designers, the web developers, that it's okay if you are using a technique. If it is okay if you are trying to bring your page on the SERP page or on the first rank, but let it be relevant to the customers. So the greater the relevancy of the content, better it is. So that kind of tricks and techniques you can adopt. Then you can also label your images. Okay, I will talk about alt tag and other title tag and meta tags in our next classes, or even in today's class we will see, we will be doing it. So in that respect, if you are doing, something in which the relevancy of the content, the relevance to the customer increases, then those are acceptable by the uh, search engine, and they don't penalize it. They give you a white hat SEO technique has been adopted. Then you also have relevant links, any kind of anchor text, any kind of backlinks, any kind of internal linking. We'll talk about all this, don't worry. So every link which is there on the page is relevant, it is referred, it is not a bad site, it is not a site which is not acceptable by the customer, neither it is a site which is irrelevant, neither it is a phishing or malicious site. All this is taken care by a developer, and if this is the kind of techniques they are using, so it is not penalized. So you tell these techniques to be under the white hat SEO. Okay, so even complete sentences with good spelling and grammar, uh, writing the full paragraph, the not using um, um, you know you know unfinished sentences, uh, no grammar error, no spelling errors, and therefore Grammarly, the Grammarly is very much in use while you're writing virtual content, right? While you're writing social media content. So Grammarly is one kind of tool which people use to write content for the website, yeah, and even content for any other professional purpose, because that gives you a good check on the grammar part. Okay, so if it is not there, it is a kind of it won't be called as black hat SEO, but if you have this relevant spelling, words, grammar, complete sentences, you get more weightage, and there are more chances that your website comes on uh, top of the page. Then your HTML. So standard compliant HTML, we will see all the tags today. What are the standard compliant HTML tags we have, and why we need to follow them? What are their importance, and how it is affecting the SEO? Unique and relevant page titles. Again, these are those um technical SEO which needs to be taken care for getting ranking. So is it clear, these two aspects of black hat and white hat? Yes, no? Okay, so I
Yes,
see
ma'am.
yes, yes, it says yes. Okay, fine. Okay, so Sai Kiran has not joined. Okay, fine. Okay, so next, now when developing an SEO strategy, it is best to split your work in two categories. One is on page and the other is off page. When I say on page and when I say off page, the name itself suggests that when you do some techniques, when you uh, when you use your page to bring in some trick or technique to get better search result, those techniques are known as on the page. Okay, so it covers everything which you can control on your specific web page and across your website, so as to make your you make yourself visible to the search engine, so that they can index you, they can rank you, they can uh, you know crawl you, and they can present you present your website to the SERP page, those techniques are known as on-page SEO. And what is off-page SEO? When all the thing which you take care, not on your website, okay, but somewhere else something has happened and you get the benefit of it, those are off page. Okay, so this in a simple language I'll tell you, when I talk about Pradhan Mantri Modi, okay, and I write about many things about digital India, I talk about digital literacy on my ASDC page, definitely I get some weightage on that content. I get some ranking. I get some benefit for that content. But if Pradhan Mantri Modi talks about ASDC on any of his platform, okay, and gives the link of ASDC on a government website, the kind of ranking, the kind of weightage I would get will be the off page. So therefore, the backlinks are so very important. Therefore, this backlinks are something which all the business try to get back for their website, because backlinks are something which are giving more weightage if you have been quoted somewhere. So it can be a government site, it can be a media site, it can be a press conference of somewhere where your website has been talked about, where your CEO has received some, that's the reason news, that's the reason we talk about, recent activities, recent awards, because you put in those things into your website from to state that, see, we have been the testimonials and all, and you link your name should be there on the other website. I'll talk about backlinks and other kind of links. Is it clear? This is Avilash, Anthony, Sudeep. Yes, no? Can you write down? Clear, ma'am. Okay. Okay. So let's go. So this is on site and off site, and I would like to show you there are few things which comes under on site and there are few things which come under off site. Okay. So if I talk about on the page, you know, it can, on the page you can take care of many things so as to get better ranking. That is, you should not have duplicate content. The way you create your site, that is the coding part, see, it is for a web developer, not for you as a digital marketer, but to guide your web developers, you need to see few things. You need to understand few things. Okay. So site architecture and coding. I'll talk about few parts of coding. I will talk about some of the tags which we use on, which are very prominent for a web developer, for a digital marketer to understand. Those kind of site architecture and coding you need to take care, like what is the site speed, are the images too heavy, what is the domain authority, what is the page authority, okay, what is your heading, what are your page titles, what is the meta description tag, are they all using keywords which are relevant to your business, then whether your content has kind of message which is related to the goal of that page, what is the site uptime and site speed to load, is the content rich enough, whether your keywords have been taken attentively, whether they have whether they have been chosen attentively, whether it's not scarce, neither it is abundant. Your keyword has to have, there has to be a keyword frequency, and there has to be a keyword density which needs to be taken care. So if all this is done, uh, it is known as on the page optimization. What you are doing is you are trying to build in on the page optimization for your website. So you are taking care of these. We will talk about deeply. We will see one by one each of them, and we'll talk about it. So that's on the page optimization. Now, when I talk about off the page optimization, there is this link building, which I told just few minutes back, that getting connected with other websites who are talking about you and you are talking about them, or internal linking, deep linkings, uh, your page is connected to each other. Okay, so mobile optimization, whether your page is mobile friendly, then again all the kind of keywords which your competitors are using, are they are they there, are you doing it? Okay, so are you writing blogs, are you into social media, are you into Quora, are you into directory submissions, are you into Reddit? These kind of listed social websites, you should be there, and those things actually bring in some kind of weightage to your website. Let's see one by one what are the on the page optimization techniques. Okay, so as we said earlier, website content, which is text and images, is very important. Okay, so I'll start with tag, but since we have done keywords and we have understood what is the content, text and images, I'll start with tags. So before that, you understand that the text has to be relevant, the images has to be relevant, the images should not be too heavy, your content should be relevant, and your content should have specific keywords related to your business. So there is this two things: keyword frequency and keyword density. Okay, so I would want you to understand what is keyword density and what is keyword frequency. Okay, and try using it in your landing page. Okay, so I have not seen the second round what you have done, but when you create a landing page, your keyword density and your keyword frequency both has to be taken care. Okay, so if I tell you briefly, keyword density is how many keywords in 1,000 words. Okay, and keyword frequency mean after how many lines is it very frequent? Like for example, you have 1,000 words and it's 2%. Your keyword should be 2%. Okay, so if are you using that those keywords very nearby, or it is spread across the whole content? Those things should be taken care. Okay, coming to the third one, that's the tags. What do you mean by tags? Okay, I'll show you. When I show you Flipkart, okay, okay. So now, this is the title. Okay, so here if I talk about, this is the page title, the title. Okay, so Flipkart is the title. Okay, now if I say best clothes for wedding, and I go this is the title. This is the title. Okay. Wedding attire for men, buy marriage outfits online, wedding dresses, buy. This is the title. Okay. So now this title definitely should have, you know, keywords. It should have keywords because it 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 is something which actually tells the customer what your site is all about, what he or she can get in. Okay. So the title is under 55 characters and 95% of the title is visible. Okay. Then other, or it can be like 512 12 pixel display. But it is very important because you are being indexed by the kind of title you write. So if you will see that lot of keywords which are relevant to the business is written on the title. Okay. So if you go and see, ninth one, I will say. Okay. So you will find that the title is, the keywords are missing. So what happens is that your title, your keyword has to be on the title. That is called, this is called the title. The page title also. So if I click on this and I go to Panache India, so this is the Indian men clothing, buy Indian wedding dresses for men online. This is the page title. Okay. So this page title is also the clickable link which is exhibited on the SERP page. So this should have your keyword. Okay, understood? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, fine. So going to the next, when this title is taken care, okay, the another thing which comes up is the description tag. It is 160 character. Okay. Now, if I tell you the Google has increased the description, and I think there is two descriptions which you can write. Meta description can be of any length, but search engine generally truncate. They cut short it with 160 characters. It has, I think it has increased. It is something around 260 now. It is best to keep meta description between 150 and 160. You can search it out and I can change character limit for meta description. 160 characters. No, 150 to 160 मौज में जो है 160 है ठीक है okay 152 and 160 okay and it should be used like an ad copy. Definitely what does that means is that organically when you are trying to bring in your SERP page on the top, what is happening is that this meta description is something which is talking about why to click this page and come back, come to this site. Okay. uh, how come 40 minutes we okay, anyways. Okay, so we'll join again. I think it's like 40 minutes ka wo de rahe hain, but I'll again join and continue. So next, when I talk about description tag, it should be like an ad copy, it should be informative, it should be engaging, it should have a call to action. The person who sees the result or sees your website link should know what your website is offering. Okay. So majorly here you are using most of your keywords. Okay. So you do the same on Stukin. You are making an ad copy using the keyword and you are trying to describe the same thing. Okay. Next, alt tag. What is alt tag is this? uh, any image, search engine can't read these images. Okay, so they need to be told what these images are, and then only they will show you the result. So that means they need to be told. That means the images has to be labeled. Now, when you label the images, if they are not correctly labeled, what will happen? They will never show up on the image search. Okay, so we do some image searching. Okay, so now for example, I search for, uh, let me search for Hrithik Roshan. Okay, let me spell it. Yeah. So this is Hrithik Roshan. Okay, now I search for these images. Okay, so definitely all these images are labeled with Hrithik Roshan. But if I see, there might be some images which are not of Hrithik Roshan but still has been labeled as Hrithik Roshan, because somewhere it, the image contains that name. That let me see. I'll show you. There will be some certain images where Hrithik Roshan is not there, but it is still showing up. Maybe Suzanne Khan is showing here, but with him. I wanted to show you, there's no Hrithik Roshan mentioned over there, but still you see his, now see, is he Hrithik Roshan? Uh, yeah, he looks like Hrithik Roshan. I don't know. Anyway, I'll show you. You'll find uh, everywhere is Hrithik Roshan, so they have done. Okay, so now why this image of Hrithik Roshan? She is not Hrithik Roshan, but this image might have been labeled with Hrithik Roshan. So see, that's what I was trying to show you, that sometimes what happens, that this labeling should be done because the search engine doesn't understand an image. What you label it, they show up that. So majorly, what business do, or what the businesses are doing, is that they label it with the keyword. Okay, so they try to label it with the keywords. Now there is this heading tags. Okay, again, an on page optimization technique. So every website has, headings. Okay, so as we write, whenever we have written an exam, or whenever we have read a book, we see that main points are kept bold and they are shown as headings. Okay, so even a virtual website would have this. Okay, so that the search engine can better understand the content, and they can understand what the whole page is all about. So you put your keywords according to the level, the priority, according to the popularity, and you label it in H1, H2, and H3. Okay, so these are syntax. Acha, who does not know HTML? I would like to know. I think Sudeep only knows HTML. Somebody knows HTML?
Yes, ma'am. These are HTML codes only. Heading codes.
Yeah, HTML. I think Sudeep knows.
Heading.
Okay, okay. See, you don't need to learn HTML as such, and HTML, if I would tell, with your kind of intelligence you all have, it's very easy. It's a matter of 5 days or 2 days minimum, and 5 days max to understand the basic coding of HTML. There is this site called W3 Schools. You can check it out, and there is this HTML tutorial. It's very easy. This is the basic, don't go for JavaScript and all. I will talk about HTML headings, how to write attributes, then title. you don't even you can learn everything, but basically HTML is a very very simple language. So it is written in this way that there is a head and there's a body, and then it's everything is under these codes, and there is end button. Once a tag is open, there is an open tag, and then you have to close the tag. It's an easy thing. So if you want, since you are at home, since you have time right now, you can go and see, check out how HTML is. Okay, so I was talking about HTML images. See, if I go to images, all the images are coded like this. So IMGSRC, the place from where you pick up the image. So that is the image ka title, and alt, that is the what do you label it with. So this is how you label it with ALT is equal to, in quotes, the label. Okay. So now,
Ma'am, where we will be using this?
uh, Sai, you will not be using this. Your web designer will be using it. Okay. Actually, you don't have to use it, but you have to always see whether your website, मान लो तुम्हारी जॉब लगती है, ठीक है, एसईओ टेक, एसईओ एग्जीक्यूटिव की तरह, ठीक है, जो कि कैन यू हियर मी, ऑल ऑफ यू, कैन यू हियर मी?
आज नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है मैम थोड़ा.
कैन यू हियर मी नाउ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, so what I was telling that you are hired. Okay, now when you are hired, you need to check out. I'll tell you very frankly that for an SEO, they definitely see whether you have computer science or technical background. So for example, Sudeep gets selected as an SEO executive because he has a technical background. Now you need to see this, you need to find out whether all your tags which we are talking here are correctly framed, correctly made or not. Okay, so this is Doon Business School. Okay, now I try to see the tags. Okay, I click and I see the page source. Okay, so this is the page source. Okay, so I was talking about keywords. See, they have used these keywords under meta name. सिंपल HTML नहीं यूज किया है, तो इसमें तुम्हें CSS मिलेगा, जावा मिलेगा, जुमला में बना हुआ है, तो तुम्हें जुमला के भी सिंटैक्स मिलेंगे. Do not worry about that. What I'm trying to say that, see, this is uh, you know now if I say meta title, see this is the page title, this is the title which is under title tag title, and this is the page title. So see here, the same page title comes in approved top management college. This is the page title. Now if I talk about, see, I was talking, they have made it on Joomla, open source content management platform. Okay, now if I talk about SRCC, these are the